Hey guys, my name is Colton Steiner. Thank you for tuning in to another video. And today we are going to be talking about theories or some things that I want to point out that I've seen in the trailer that I might think happen in Marvel's The Avengers Infinity War. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, I've reacted to the Avengers trailer and shared my thoughts on that, but I kind of wanted to dig a little deeper into that and kind of share some of my thoughts on what I thought about it or what might happen in the movie. So I think the first thing I want to start off is because it's called Infinity War, so someone's going to have to die. And when you think about it, you can't really kill off a big Avenger yet, because they're going to make another Avengers 4, which I think is probably a part 2 to Infinity War, which makes sense because they're a big money making franchise. If you make part 2, it makes sense because a lot of movies have gone this route. The Hunger Games trilogy, they made a Mockingjay part 2. Harry Potter, they made a part 2 to the last movie. So it makes sense if this is going to be the last, quote, big Avengers movie in general. But going on to who I think will die, I think it's going to be Rhodey and War Machine, because you kind of got a glimpse of what it would be like in Civil War when he almost died, and I think his legs were paralyzed, but I think he will be back for Infinity War. But I think he will die. I think because his character, he isn't in a lot of scenes, but he's big enough in the movie that you know who he is, and he kind of is part of the Avengers. But in one of the scenes, you see Tony Stark holding a hand, which I believe to be War Machine. It could be someone else, but I do think someone we know pretty well is going to die. Who that is, I don't know, but it could also be someone else. Another thought on who it could be Vision. I don't think it will be Vision, but I do think Thanos is there on Earth to get an Infinity Stone, which Vision has on his forehead. So that kind of makes sense, whether he dies or loses his source of his powers. So, because looking in the trailer, I don't think you see much of him. So that's something I kind of took in mind. But going on to that, going to another Avenger who kind of really isn't an Avenger yet because he kind of turned down the offer, SpiderMan is featured a lot in the trailers. And going on off of him, we see him in a bus and going out to fight the circle thing in the sky. But there he's wearing his original suit, the one Tony made for him originally for Civil War, but it looks like he's made a couple modifications where he can just flip something on his wrist and he can automatically go out with a Spider-Man look. But for a lot of the time, you see him wearing his Iron Spider suit, and I'm excited to see that one. It looks very sleek and very clean and very cool. So I'm excited to see what that has in store. I don't think Spider-Man will die, but from a leaked trailer, I think it was maybe around a year ago, a leaked trailer, Spider-Man was pretty hurt, and it was Tom Holland, and Tony Stark was right above him, holding him, and I forget what Spider-Man said to him, but I don't think he will die. He can't die because that doesn't make good for you just brought a Spider-Man in, probably one of the best ones, and you kill him off in the first Avengers. But I do think he will get hurt. And I think it's interesting. What does Aunt May say to all this? Because the last time we saw her, she said this line. What the f***? But I'm interested to see what they do with Spider-Man, and I'm just excited to see Spider-Man in general because he is my favorite Avenger. So just moving on to the opposite side of the playing field, to the dark side, let's talk about Thanos a little bit. We don't really know much about Thanos because we've only seen him a couple times throughout the entire MCU movies that we've seen. So we don't know much about him. All we know is that he's a very powerful dude, and yeah, he's looking for all the Infinity Stones to wipe out anything else. Because Gamora says like she can, once he gets all the Infinity Stones, he can wipe out all of humanity or mankind with the snap of his fingers. So I think he's in this looking for the Infinity Stones. I don't know how successful he will be with that. I do believe this movie will start off with the cast, mainly Gamora, explaining to Thor while they're on the entire Guardians ship about who he is, and then they go to Earth and meet up there, and then a little back and forth of preparation, and then Thanos comes to Earth. That's when I think the war will officially kind of start. So there's not much to talk about Thanos because you don't know much about him yet. I mean, we know a little bit about him. We've seen him occasionally, but I think Infinity War will kind of talk about a lot of that. So let's move on. So moving on to one of the bigger stars in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain America. In this movie, he has a new look and a new shield. His new look, I think, makes sense. His new shield is stupid. Now, I'm just basing that off of what I've seen in the trailer, and I just think it looks kind of dull. I don't know if it has anything else, any like extra powers or whatever, but I wasn't a big fan of what I saw for his new shield. It could be different, but yeah, I don't know. His look, I mean, I was just saying a little bit how I liked his look because it makes sense. He hasn't been seen in any movies since Civil War, and okay, you could say you could see him in Spider-Man Homecoming, but that was a pre-recorded video of him, so yeah, you can forget about that. I do think he will hold his own against Thanos because in the trailer, when Thanos is like pushing against him with his glove and Captain America is like holding on to his hand, you see a little bit of like surprise in Thanos' eyes. He's like, wow, this guy's actually pretty dang strong. And I'm excited to see him and Bucky reunite because when we last saw Bucky, he was going under the ice in Wakanda for that whole shtick, and I'm intrigued actually to see how they bring Captain America back. So I'm excited for this entire movie, and I already explained how I didn't think a big Avenger will die, but I said I think one will die in the future, and in the future I mean in the fourth Avengers installment. And I think Captain America is one of those people because not only is Chris Evans only signed up till Avengers 4, but his Captain America character was originally supposed to die in The Winter Soldier. So, while I understand why they didn't kill him off in The Winter Soldier, it kind of in the comics, they have him dying, and then I believe Bucky takes over the realm, the shield of Captain America. So I'm intrigued to see what they do there. I do think he will die eventually. While I love Captain America, he is one of my favorite Avengers. It would make sense to the comics if he would be deceased. I hate saying it, but I could see it happening. That's all I'm saying. Not making any predictions or hopes because I love Captain America. He's my dude. I'm wearing a Captain America-like shirt today, so that's that. But overall, I do think this movie will be a very well put together movie. The hype around it is very, very big. I don't think there has been a hype around a movie for Marvel like this maybe since the first Avengers. I think this will be the biggest, possibly one of the most money-making video movies that Marvel has done. Black Panther did very well, the best at the box office of any Marvel movie, and I do believe this movie might actually break that. So, because you have a whole bunch of stars and you have Doctor Strange that didn't make much money, but you get to see more of him. You have Black Panther, Iron Man, so many Marvel characters in this movie, and I'm so excited to see that. And how long, it's called Infinity War, but how long till the first, quote, battle scene will take place? I don't think will take that long. I think it'll be right in the first like 20 minutes, if maybe even earlier than that, maybe even the first 15. But I'm excited to see this movie. Hopefully you are excited. I am been counting down. There's less than 10 days to this movie. If you are watching this now, believe it's 9 days still. So I do think this will be a very action-packed movie, because in the trailer you didn't really see any non-battle scenes. You just saw a lot of fight scenes, which makes sense for a trailer. But thank you for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.